All right, three, two, one, let's get it. Today I want to show you how you can work out of anything. Anything, whatever it is that you're facing right now. And remember the three problems we all face. This is why it's called What's Your Problem? The podcast. The three problems we all face: adversity, uncertainty, and complacency. And so when you're facing something, sometimes it can get overwhelming. I don't know how to get out of this situation. I don't know what's the first thing that I need to do. So let me give you some wisdom from The Art of War. Sun Tzu, TZU is the last name. Art of War is a timeless classic. I think it's been around for thousands of years. So page 68, let me read it to you first, and then I'll chop it up and tell you how I interpret it. If you interpret this differently, I'd love to hear your take on it. I'm always fascinated. You and me can read the same thing, and you get something completely different than I did. I love that. I think that's great. And I think it also it adds more color to the conversation, to the thought process. It's like, bro, I didn't even think about that. There's been times, man, I've released a podcast episode and somebody gave me their take on it, and that was totally different than the reason why I actually shared it. But see, we all live on the same street. Our yards are all a little bit different. So we're all colored a little bit different, and we think a little bit different. I don't think that's a bad thing at all. So let me read it to you. This is page 68. And it doesn't say how to work out of anything. This is what I took from this. So here's what it says. Simulated disorder postulates perfect discipline. Simulated fear postulates courage. Simulated weakness postulates strength. Hiding order beneath the cloak of disorder is simply a question of subdivision. Concealing courage under a show of timidity presupposes a fund of latent energy. Masking strength with weakness is to be affected by tactical dispositions. That's one of these that you read it, but until you actually write it down, like pay attention to the little internal triggers when you're reading. Some of these little, I don't know, they're just like your spirit, man. It just kind of jabs you a little bit and causes you to go back and wait, what did I just read? And pay attention to that. And I would challenge you that when you get these little nudges, I don't get them all the time, but when I get these little nudges, I stop. I'm not on to the next thing. And I'm like, what does that mean to me? How do I interpret that? So let me share with you. And I did this long form. I wrote it out. And I'm like, what does each one mean? And I like to take sections, and then I take the section and then I write it out. What does it mean to me? So let's go back. Simulated disorder postulates perfect discipline. Postulate means to suggest, to assume the existence of. So simulated disorder postulates perfect discipline. Simulated fear postulates courage. Simulated weakness postulates strength. So how do you get out of anything? Here we go. Hiding order beneath the cloak of disorder is simply a question of subdivision. All right? So think about a neighborhood. Actually, think about a plot of land that is purchased to become a neighborhood. They subdivide it, which becomes a subdivision. What subdivision do you live in? It becomes a subdivision. They don't just sell the whole lot of land. They subdivide it into lots, and then they sell each one of those lots for a premium. So think about in your own life. Hiding order beneath the cloak of disorder is simply a question of subdivision. So when you look at something, it looks overwhelming. It looks chaotic to you. Subdivide it. Break things down. As a whole, I get it. You're like, oh my God, I don't even know where to start. Break it down to the smallest thing you can break it down to. Don't focus on all. I understand. There's a lot of different things you want to get to. There's a lot of things you want to do. Find your lead. What's the thing that starts the whole thing? Don't worry about all. What's that one thing? Just focus on the next thing. That's it. So focus on that. And when you do, and you consistently hit it, then what's going to do is this is going to bring that consistency. You're going to start getting results because you're just focused on the one thing. I feel the wolves on everything else. I'm not worried about that right now. This is the thing I'm focusing on. A lot of people are going to be focused on fitness, but there's so many other things. I got to work a lot. I want to get promoted. I want to make a whole bunch of money. There's creative things I want to do. There's traveling I want to do, blah, 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 blah. Okay, there's all these kind of different things, okay? But what's the number one thing? Man, I want to feel better. I need more energy. I got to hit that fitness. If you hit the fitness and you start getting that part right, then you can borrow those experiences and results once you hit that and you transfer that over to the next block, to the next subdivision. You just subdivide these things. I'm telling you, man, it's happened in my own life. There were so many things. I was losing every battle in life, it seemed. The only thing I had was my life. Everything else, man, just was not going right. Take care of you. Hit the fitness. If you feel better, then you're going to do better, period. So subdivide it. The next section, concealing courage under a show of timidity presupposes, which is like a precondition. So concealing courage under a show of timidity presupposes a fund of latent energy. Latent means like dormant, ain't doing nothing. You have a fund, I love that term, a fund of energy. It's right there. You have everything that you need. Yet you've developed this lethargy. Lethargy is a rhythm. It's just negative momentum is all it is. And so because it's overwhelming for you, you don't know where to start. You don't get started at all. You turn to vices, things of comfort, and it just feeds it, and it just makes you feel even worse. And like every day, man, you start in a deficit. So if you subdivide things, you break it down, find your lead domino, you got enough to get started. You're not going to hit the lottery. You don't need anybody else's help. You don't need more time. You just need focus. So subdivide it. First section, break it down. The next thing is take action. Action begets more action. When you take action consistently, I don't care how small it is, take 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it is. Just get started and consistently bang that. Remember, consistency over intensity. So when you do that, man, and you take that action, then what that's going to do is it's going to feed more action. And also, it's going to open up possibilities and give you more options. You have just enough to get started. You got plenty. Get resourceful when you lack resources. Stop bitching that you don't have everything. You're never going to have everything. It's the man who just capitalizes on what he has. Hell, prisoners make shanks out of soap. They don't have, hey, guard, can you bring me some sheet metal? No. They just use soap. And somehow they form that shit in the shanking somebody. I don't know how all that works. But, find your own productive shank, man. What's your bar of soap? This is all I got. Make it work. If your life was on the line, you would figure it out. Your life is on the line. A fuller, more complete life, well-satisfied life starts with being resourceful when you lack the resources. You got plenty in there. I get you're tired. I get you kind of worn out. It's because you've just been banging in this thing, this little box, and you got more. You just haven't unleashed it. So when you subdivide it and you just realize, you know what, I got more. Go. Yes, you'll be tired at first. Keep going. It's going to generate more energy because you got to overcome this negative inertia you got. Enough about that. And then the last part, Masking strength with weakness is to be affected. Emphasis on E. Masking strength with weakness is to be affected, which is caused by tactical disposition. Tactical means plan. Disposition is a sequencing. It's an arrangement. All right? So let's do that again. Masking strength with weakness. I get you feel weak. Okay? It's just a mask. That's what Sun Tzu says. It's just a mask. You got more in there. Subdivide it. And then you take that action. It's where that strength starts to come alive. And so that action effects, causes. Masking strength with weakness is to be affected, caused by. How do we get that strength? Tactical, which is planning. Don't overplan. I say lightly plan. You don't need 100 people's different suggestions. Dude, if you get suggestions from people on how they do things, everybody's going to be different. Find your way. Find something that makes the most sense for you. Don't get deep in the weeds in it. Don't get in the details. Think about a roller, a paint roller, not a fine, we're not Bob Ross here. Okay. We got to paint this thing. Just take action. It's a big wall. This is a wall of inertia you've come across. A wall of resistance, of adversity, of uncertainty, of complacency. Paint that shit with action, man. Big rollers. Okay. So lightly plan. Just pick something and go with it. It's going to change anyway. So the tactical is planning. You want to transfer that weakness into strength. It's by lightly planning. And then disposition, which is a sequencing. It's an arrangement of things. You're not trying to herd cats here. You're not trying to chase 5 rabbits. Just pick one and go after that shit. All right? So that's sequencing, lightly planning, and a sequencing your lead domino. This is what's going to transfer or bring that strength out of what looks like a weakness. You look in your mirror, you look weak. You look fearful. It's overwhelming. 3 ways to get out of anything. Subdivide it, break it down to its smallest. Take action. You got more in the tank than you give yourself. You got a fund of latent energy there. Bring that shit alive. And then that weakness, that strength is going to come out of that weakness. It's going to get pulled out. Lightly planning, sequencing. Let's go. All right? That's it. So whatever it is that you're facing right now, you can work out of anything. Taking Sun Tzu's approach. Subdivide it. Take action. More action begets more action. And then lightly plan the sequencing. Find your lead domino. Get after it. All right? How do you interpret this? How do you see it? You may read this and read it a totally different way. I'd love to hear from you on that. Keep it simple. Keep it moving. Never settle. Stay tough. Peace.